Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be talking about the Chinese Grand Prix results only for Formula 1. But before we get into that, let's first talk about, 2 weeks race ahead. So basically the next race in the F1 season, that being at Miami, the one of 3 US races. But F1 won't be the only one. F1 Academy will also there, but let's first start now with the times over in Miami. So FP1 is sprint qualifying. Yes, this is now another sprint race weekend. FP1 will start at 12:30 to 1:30. Sprint qualifying will start at 4:30 to 5:14. I know, very specific. I don't know why. And then there'll be the sprint race at 12 to 1:30, and then the qualifying outside at 4 to 5. And then the race itself on a Sunday that'll start at 4 o'clock. And then over in the F1 Academy, considering that this had a second race of the F1 Academy season, there'll be now 2 practice sessions now for the F1 Academy, which is different compared to what it was in Jeddah. FP1 and FP2, both of them will be on a Friday, 10 a.m. to 10:40 for FP1. FP2 that'll start at 3:20 to 4. And then Saturday, where it's going to be both qualifying sessions. So qualifying 1, which will start the Grand Prix show for race 1. Now and race 2 and qualifying race and qualifying 2 also started race 2. I can't remember how the times work, but yeah, I generally can't remember. But both end also at 10:25 and at 10:55 at the exact same time. I think it's like the 2 fastest times, I believe. I might be wrong. And then race 1, that'll start on a Saturday. That'll start at 2:05 to 2:35. And then the race on Sunday, that was at 1:05 to 1:35. So let's now have a look at the Chinese Grand Prix results for Formula 1. So considering that the Chinese Grand Prix had a sprint race, so first off with the sprint race, and then we'll move over then to the main race. And obviously the sprint race that was won by Max Verstappen, who saw that coming. Then Lewis Hamilton, Sergio Perez, that was your podium. Then Charles Leclerc, Carlos Sainz, Lando Norris, Oscar Piastri, and George Russell rounds out your points paying drivers, while Zhou Guanyu and Kevin Magnussen, they ran out your top 10. Then you have Daniel Ricciardo, Valtteri Bottas, Esteban Ocon, Lance Stroll, Pierre Gasly, Yuki Tsunoda, Alexander Albon, Logan Sargent, and Nico Hulkenberg. And the only retirement of the race had been Fernando Alonso. Now, Alonso, Sainz, they had a phenomenal battle for the final podium position, including with Perez and Leclerc, but obviously the big loser, that being Alonso. And Lando Norris, I think, also went wide at the very start of the race. Obviously, he started on pole position, which is a bit controversial because obviously FIA rescinded basically got rid of their initial deleted lap time to Norris, so Norris got back into his basically 2 time that they deleted at first. It's a weird thing, but basically Norris, he was on pole position for the sprint race and he fucked it up immediately. So that's not really good side there for Lando, but to be fair, he has been close multiple times, so at least that's good enough there. But I do feel bad for Fernando Alonso, who was really competitive and could have actually gotten 3rd place if it wasn't for a really good scrappy battle though against Carlos Sainz, Leclerc, and Perez. But obviously it was a bit controversial there. I think Alonso had a 5-second time penalty, if it didn't really matter because also he DNF'd after a collision with Carlos Sainz. But Sainz, he was also being very aggressive against his own teammate of Charles Leclerc. So I'm not really too sure about that penalty, but either way, it is what it is, I guess. But the main race, who won? Oh yeah, that's right, it was Max Verstappen. And then we have Lando Norris and Sergio Perez as your podium. Then Charles Leclerc, Carlos Sainz, George Russell, Fernando Alonso, Oscar Piastri, Lewis Hamilton, and Nico Hulkenberg ran out the top 10. Yes, another point for Nico Hulkenberg and for Haas. Then we have Esteban Ocon, Alexander Albon, Pierre Gasly, Zhou Guanyu, Kevin Magnussen, Lance Stroll, Logan Sargent, and the 3 DNFers have been Daniel Ricciardo, Yuki Tsunoda, and Valtteri Bottas. So Bottas, he retired because of engine problems, and it took like, I don't know, 15-20 marshals to even move that Sauber, which is quite embarrassing to say, but I mean, whatever, it is what it is. But it was a horrible day for RB. I think both of them retired because of contact, which obviously no fault on their own. Tsunoda spun out, I think, because of an Alpine. Not really too sure who the Alpine was. Maybe it was a Williams. It might be a Sargent, but I actually can't remember. But the Daniel Ricciardo reason was because it was a safety car race. I think after Bottas retired, I'm pretty sure. And Ricciardo basically got rear-ended by Lance Stroll. Lance Stroll got a 10-second time penalty. I think Sargent also got a 10-second time penalty, or maybe a 5-second time penalty. I actually can't really remember. But Stroll, he was just being an absolute crybaby about it, and obviously I am one of those people who think that Lance Stroll should be out of F1 by now and should go over to WEC. It's not because WEC is a bad, it's a bad like category or anything, but he fits better in GT and prototypes. I mean, he was really good when he was in the Rolex 24, but apparently no, his big old daddy wants him to stay in Aston Martin, which is really pissing me off because that seat could have easily gone to Felipe Drugovich. But yeah, whatever. Fuck you, Lawrence. Either way, so yeah, nothing else really happened. I mean, Fernando Alonso, he pitted pretty late for his second pit stop. Everyone else was on hards. Alonso, he was on soft, so he pitted for mediums and worked his way up to 7th place, which is still not too bad. But he could have maybe caught Russell maybe for I don't know 3 more laps. I'm not really too sure. Piastri, he also got damaged well from the incident with Ricciardo and Stroll. But Zhou Guanyu, in his first home race, finished 14th, not too bad. Every single time as well, when he made an overtake, the crowd basically had a standing ovation for him, so that was cool to see. But it was also really nice as well for F1 to give him his own little like spot in the front stretch. That was really cool. So it shows how much it means to Zhou to race in front of his home crowd for the first time. And I do hope Zhou at least stays for a bit longer, but from how he's been performing these last couple years, I'm not really too sure. I mean, he has the funding. To be fair as well, he has had a lot of bad luck in his season, in his career, but the results aren't really there consistently. Like he's been consistently being basically been outshined by Valtteri Bottas. So yeah, it's just I need to see a bit more. I'll be honest with you, but he was really close to getting in a point in the sprint race. So at least that's a positive that he can maybe walk away with. But obviously retirement, like I mentioned before, engine problem for Bottas, and both accidents for Tsunoda and Ricciardo. Fast lap pressure went to Fernando Alonso and driver day went to Lando Norris. I know it doesn't say it here, but obviously I am recording like a couple minutes after the race finished, so obviously like that was gonna happen. So this is now what the point standings now looks like. Max Verstappen still has a massive lead over Sergio Perez. We have Charles Leclerc, Carlos Sainz, Lando Norris, Oscar Piastri, George Russell. Then moving downwards once again, Fernando Alonso, Lewis Hamilton, Lance Stroll, Yuki Tsunoda, Oliver Bearman, Nico Hulkenberg, Kevin Magnussen. And then all the drivers that currently still has a donut, which includes Alexander Albon, Esteban Ocon, Zhou Guanyu, Daniel Ricciardo, Pierre Gasly, Valtteri Bottas, and down in last place, Logan Sargent. So just a reminder that the next week's scheduled race, or I should say the next race, is at Miami for the F1 Academy and also for F1. So now like guys, to like, comment, and subscribe. It would really help me, especially on this channel. It was a decent race in Shanghai. I'm glad that it's back. Obviously, we'll see what happens to Italy next year in 2025. So that's really about it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Catch you guys next time in the next one. Goodbye.